That'd be my job. All right, we got all sorts of fun here. Usually these are not,
Oh, it's not.
sorry, Eric.
Excuse me.
Okay, we're on? Yes, we are on. Okay. Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of June 11th held to order at
6:58.
6:58. I shall establish roll call. Sue Cabal.
You get it.
Sue. I know.
Present.
Present. I have to make her feel loved. Dan Scout.
Here.
Okay, Melissa Wilson is currently absent on her way down the canyon from Jackson and will be here when she can get here. So we'll call her in when we get here. So a quorum has been established. Okay, so take it away,
Sue.
Vice Chair.
Okay, we've established our quorum. We will start with new business. And up first is Alpine Flats.
You may come closer.
Yeah.
My
Yes,
voice
please.
carries. Okay. So we're doing the building permits for building 3 and 4. So the permit packages were submitted, payments were made for the permits, the tap fees, all that stuff. They're the exact same structures, the exact same designs. The layout's been approved on the master plan through the first 5 buildings for phase 1. So this is a continuation of the building that we currently have standing and the foundation that we have in place.
I heard rumor that it's supposed to be completed by the end of this month?
Yeah, the first building, what we take, we go through the first building and we go through our time doing it, work through red lines with the engineers and stuff like that, so that if we haven't make any changes, we have them all done on building 1, and then we go through and build. So buildings 2, 3, and 4, I'm gonna stand this year, and then I'll finish out building 2, and then I'll come back and finish building 3 and 4 next year. But I'll get the structures up and get them weathered in this year.
You got that many guys?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Wow.
So there's no changes to the plans?
No.
Nothing's really changed. You're just looking for approval to move for,
So that we can open up and pour foundations, get
Okay.
everything ready. Yep.
So, commission, yeah, the town council, was presented with the master plan there for the buildings in different phases, and a complete plan review was done. Like Brian mentioned, there has, been no changes to the actual permitted plans. Infrastructure is already been put in, the water and the sewer lines, and, where's my page? It's identified on there, building 1, like they said, is already built, building 2 has the foundation. They're seeking approval for building 3 and building 4.
So the main water tap is here, it runs down the southern side of the boundaries, takes the key there, comes up to the north side, runs through, and then these feed off. The fire hydrants are in, the porous water mains are in, everything is good to go and live, all the sewer is in. The taps for the sewer is actually laid out in this one already, but the water line is dead stopped here, and then we'll bring that in when we come back to do phase 2.
Is the 4-inch sewer correct?
no, this wouldn't be 4-inch. This
Did you
is
say 4?
No, it's a 4-inch water line
Oh,
for the
water,
fire, for the
sorry.
fire
4-inch
hydrants.
water, I bet you,
Water.
what do you, 8,
Yeah.
8 or 12?
8-inch sewer lines. It's the 4-inch water line are for the fire hydrants. There's a 2-inch water main running around for it's potable water for residents.
Well, Mr. Chairperson, I make a motion to adopt the multi-unit residential building for 3 and 4 for Alpine Flats.
I'd like it, sorry.
You can have whatever you want.
Thank you. Can
Because
we-
you're speaking. That's 20.
I'd like to separate the permits out for building 3
Yeah,
and
so-
building 4. We've identified building permits for each one of those. So as they progress,
And we can
then
get the occupancy
we
by
can
permit.
do occupancy.
So you want to do 3 and then make another motion for 4.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm gonna table I'm gonna amend my motion of 3 and 4, and I'll go to 3, approval for the Alpine Flats apartment buildings in the town of Alpine.
So we have a motion to approve Building 3 for Alpine Flats,
Permit number.
permit
R2.
number R2-02-24, multi-unit apartment building. Do I have,
You have to second it.
I guess I just seconded it.
Okay.
Okay.
That was easy. Feels weird
All
without
in
our
favor?
fearless leader here. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Motion passed.
Mr. Chairperson, I'll make a motion to accept the Alpine Flats LLC, Alpine Flats East Track number 4, R2-03-24, building number 4, for approval.
So I have a motion to approve Alpine Flats R2-03-24, multi-unit apartment building, building number 4. I'll second that.
Okay. All in
Any-
favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll follow up, here's our Ferris wheel. We will follow up with, permits and documentation, and then we'll get that delivered out to you.
Oh, I
It's
just-
probably not gonna be, till at least the end of the week.
Okay, no, that's fine, I can send it over to the office.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Sounds
Okay.
good. Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, I'd like to let the
Where's your rubber
record
band?
show that, give it, who's got the phone?
I do.
I
What
have
do
my
you,
phone. Sorry.
what do you need?
We're gonna document that Melissa Wilson is now currently in attendance at 7:05.
Perfect.
We thought you were gonna be a lot later.
Yeah. Shocked.
Well, I could try, I can tell you that. Number 3.
You're good.
Sorry, folks. All right, what are we up to?
Okay,
Who's playing?
we just approved the flats, Alpine Flats.
Yes,
We
oh, the
just
Alpine
approved, so
Flats.
now we're on.
Okay, so if anything goes wrong with that,
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good.
okay.
Good breath.
Yep, right, it's called.
Want to do Adrian's next? Okay.
I feel the pressure. No pressure.
So
I know you might not be able to read that.
here's some requirements that we're gonna need for this one here.
Oh, okay.
We kind of reviewed those. We have a bunch more, but this is stuff that needs to be.
Is this the one that was brought up last time?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get out my notes from last meeting too. Woohoo, rock and roll. All right, what's next on the agenda? Brina and Adrian
Adrian
Brizenza?
Rinza.
Brinza? Okay. Pardon me. Thank you, sir.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
just glanced at her. Christine's
You
writing.
can read that?
I can't-
No, I think it says,
I don't know how you do it.
I might be able to decipher it. I don't know how Rex did it for as long as he did.
I don't either.
Adrian, did you bring new site plans for us?
Yes, those are here. I think the one set that Christie has all the updates that was required. There's another set that might not have it. I'm not sure
See,
who's
we didn't
setting
see it. Did we?
Did we get a
That's the
copy of
set I
that?
have. Here's his other set.
Certificate of placement. So did he draw on your set or his own set, Ms. Christine?
He drew on my set.
On your set, okay.
And this one has the same thing as that one, so I
Okay.
can take that one back if you want to.
Okay, I'll leave that up to Christine, no? He said this one doesn't have the current drawings on it, do you want him to take it back and update it?
Your copy
it
has
your-
it, and then
That's my copy right there.
Oh, okay,
So that's the site plan copy,
okay,
inspector copy, and the one hopefully you have in your hand, is the site plan copy.
Let's see that one.
they're all the same. This is the one that you gave me to take with me. This one has the same thing as well, the copy you have. So there's probably a third copy that doesn't have the information you required.
yeah, it's not very tough.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to.
I'll get there when we,
So that's the site plan? No, here's the site.
not these ones are the original.
Okay.
So those are the dimensions, and I put 520 square feet of
Some storage?
Snow
storage.
storage, which is here,
Yes,
okay? And then you changed to sewer and water,
correct.
all right?
So
Um,
I added the propane line
correct.
last, and then the culvert pipe that was last.
Certificate of placement, have you
Yep.
talked to an
Do we have-
engineer?
Yes.
Do you have that data with you?
To my understanding, that would be required once we are done digging.
No,
Mm-mm.
you've gotta
Need
have that to
before.
stake it out.
Yeah,
So that needs to be, that's something that needs to come with these sets of plans.
Okay, so I talked to them, and they told me that,
They don't run this,
okay,
okay? We run this, so that's what we're gonna require. Because we need to know specifically that lot, this piece of property, these corners and this house fits. They're the ones who tell us that.
correct.
so your certificate of placement is just to make sure that, before, you're gonna wanna do that before you dig your hole anyway. Like Dan just said, you're gonna wanna make sure it's exactly where it needs to be, so you are within your parameters of your permit.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I talked to them to Sherbert, whatever,
Oh,
from Acton.
Sherville? Okay,
Yeah,
was it
Sherville.
Sherville? Yes, okay.
Yeah, and they told me that once we are ready, we just give them a call, and they'll show up, and they'll give us that.
Okay.
And I'll turn it into you guys as well.
So.
But
we-
you've given them these plans, right?
Yes, they seen the plan.
Okay, so then they can give you, then they can give
Yeah.
us a picture.
They should be able to give you your certificate of.
They should be able to give us this.
Yeah,
Okay,
That's what I want from you.
yeah.
and that one, we do have it, because it's on the Alpine Meadow subdivision, we have that.
Correct, but it doesn't have your house on
It
it.
doesn't, yeah.
Correct, but this is a replica of that.
It's not. It's not from them. That's from this guy. That's not this.
So just contact Sherville and tell them you need a certificate, of placement, and they should be able to get that to us.
Okay.
Before we can
We
even,
need that map.
yeah, before we can even,
Okay, that's news to me. To my understanding was that we need that before we start pouring, so we'll get
Yeah.
that done.
oh, yeah. Oh, a site plan, not a certificate of placement. Well, that's not what you wrote on.
That's what Sherbo will recognize.
That's-
Oh, okay,
Oh.
sorry.
I was writing fast, sorry.
No, you're good.
You'll give us that.
So, Miss Christine just brought up a very valid point. Would you do that, Ms. Baker?
Oh.
She said that Sherville might understand it more of, a site plan. If you tell Sherville's that you need a site plan, that might help clarify that, from what I understand. So you can either tell them a certificate of placement or a site plan, it's gonna be the same, for sure, when you call them.
Okay, yeah, I.
Okay,
I
just
spoke
wanna
to
make
them.
sure that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
clear,
No, no.
okay. So, yeah, before we can keep moving forward, we'll definitely just need to have that for sure.
Okay,
And we can,
Yeah,
yeah, we can definitely get that emailed over to Ms.
yeah,
Christine
and
as
if
well.
he's got it, she can get it
Yeah.
emailed. But that's gotta be in before we can give you a permit.
Yeah.
What else was on
So I'm working on, and then it looks like we need a business license from you as well, for the, folks who were doing the work on the property, if I recall correctly, the subcontractors?
Hold on.
Yes, ma'am, hold on. Oh, these are your notes, I'm just gonna let you tell.
That's Jaden.
yes,
Jaden has a business license.
Okay, so we don't.
But
we're
all
good.
of your subs are gonna need business licenses too, so we just need to make sure that all your subcontractors have business licenses. But his, general contractor has a business license.
Okay,
Let me just double check this.
Dan,
Hmm?
does that say area walls and melancholy views? I don't know what that says.
Oh, your venting for your crawl
Oh,
space
that's
needs to be
venting.
exposed, needs to be drawn on your foundation plan.
okay.
How many vents do you require?
So I spoke to Dan Holstad, and he told me, and that was emailed, Christine has an email of that as well, and they didn't tell me I don't have to put it on the plans, because I asked specifically if I have to draw it.
It's gotta be on your plans.
Okay, I'll do it, no questions.
Sure.
He just told me I just have to tell that it will do it by
Do you know how
code.
many you require?
Whatever the code says.
That's for you to find out,
Okay,
okay? So, that's another thing that we need to have with the foundation plan, we need to have those marked out.
And then were there any other questions from the, building inspector when you reviewed the plans?
That is in your packet, and so it was identified, the 3x3 washer plates for the sill plates, and there are no call-outs for crawl space ventilation.
Okay, and that's what we
And
just
there
talked
was
about.
an email that was sent back, that they're gonna use the 3x3 plate washers for the sill, but we identified that he needs the information per the code for the ventilation to be put on his foundation.
Yeah. Okay, I need info, get, surveyor, engineer, I'm not sure what that,
My happy assistant.
uh-huh.
Apparently we can't read it.
I can't read
Okay, so everybody needs a business license, anybody that's gonna work
Correct,
on the
we got
project.
that.
Certificate of placement, we talked about that. A clean site plan. Might you address that? The venting, area wells, for mechanically venting, this info needs to be, put on the plan. And the snow storage and for the driveway size.
So, take a look at this site plan.
Yes, sir.
Is it clean?
No. Right? We got our culvert here, but we don't have,
I don't
this
have
is
this.
the driveway. This is the garage, this is the driveway. I don't have the total dimensions of the driveway. So I need the total dimensions of the driveway, for the, for the parking, so we can calculate out the snow storage. The snow storage is identified sort of by this circle, but there is no, dimensions on it, and I need the dimensions put on that. And we're gonna, yeah, so the calculation is roughly gonna be 520 square feet, but it has to be delineated on this site plan.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Understand what that means?
Yeah,
Yeah, that it needs to be not just a blob, but it needs to define how it, per scale, 520 square feet,
okay,
okay? Same thing with the driveway. All of this need to be delineated by dimension,
okay.
okay?
So there's not a litany, there's quite a few things that still need to be addressed before we can move forward. But, that being said, so we need to get listing of the venting and the area where all the vents are for the foundation, and we need to add that to the plan. And Miss Christine, you said that there was something noted in the plan review about 3x3 washers? I
Yeah.
didn't see that on.
Plate washer.
Plate
It's,
washers.
Unfortunately, that page didn't get photocopied on
Oh,
the backside.
you're totally fine, I just wanted to make sure. So
You know
we'll
what
need-
they are.
Yeah.
He did address it in
Email.
an email to the residential building inspector.
Okay.
That he was gonna use those 3x3 washers, but the venting needs to be put on the foundation plan.
Okay. And then, your clear site plan. So, the concerns we have with the site plan is that the snow storage isn't quite delineated appropriately as far as like the squared, what you want on there. And then, and then I was trying to look, I wanted to make some notes here so that I could make sure this gentleman was aware of what we needed from him first. And then was the driveway as well, was not.
Driveway
okay.
dimensions.
And the driveway dimensions. And was that everything on the site plan that we were looking at that was not
That was it.
what we wanted? Okay. So, with that being said, if we get these items, into the office, is it clear to say that we can proceed once we get the letter from Sherville on certificate of placement?
Yeah, and the dimensions of. Yeah,
Dimensions.
everything. I think the most important pieces are the foundation vents on the foundation plan. The snow storage dimensioned properly and the driveway dimensioned properly.
And we got an email about the plate washers, so
Correct, so
that's
that's
on there,
covered.
so that's not a big deal.
And the Sherville thing, and once we have that,
Yeah.
we can put it back so we can table this till next time.
Do we wanna table it, or if, once we get these items, can we have them continue? Because our work schedule is getting pretty tight with it being June, and
What do you think, Kristen?
it's, I know it's short season, so I just wanted to ask if that would put us in a predicament or not.
Well, it always puts us in a predicament when we make contingencies on permits.
Okay,
Things fall through the cracks, things get overlooked, and it gets hectic, so
I just know
That's
sometimes
not-
in past meetings,
I think if there's a couple simple things, fine, but I think that
There's plenty.
if we
here.
need, we've got 5 items that we've identified here. There was maybe 1, maybe 2,
there's 5
but
items.
there's 5 items.
I thought,
Can you help me, Christina, which is the fifth one? I have the
Yeah.
We got
vents.
the business license is number 1, certificate of placement number 2,
Mhm.
clean site plan is number 3, the venting is number 4 that needs to be put on the foundation plan, and number 5 is the snow storage driveway size identification.
Okay,
oh, you lumped those all, okay.
question. Business licenses, do you need them before the certificate,
Well,
before we get?
Jaden has his,
Mhm.
okay, so I need the excavator's business license, because I don't think Jaden is doing the excavation. So the excavator is out of,
My question is, do they have to obtain it before you approve the plans?
well, they need, before anybody can start any work.
Correct.
That needs to be identified. It would be better to go ahead and have them all done you know, before the plans are approved.
Okay.
That was, you know, that's been the established procedure, but, again, I know that it's a short building season. I was gonna have Sarah contact Jaden tomorrow and let him know about the, business licenses. The one I guess I would be more concerned about is your Mark Hollingstead, your excavator.
Okay.
Okay, because
Who's
he's gonna
doing
be
it?
the first guy.
Who's doing your concrete?
He's probably the noted there. I don't know personally, the guy, it's the general contractor's guy.
Concrete guy, I don't have a person right here.
Find out.
I have plumbing and mechanical. Electrician, excavator, general contractor. Okay, so I'll make a note on the concrete guy. We'll call Jaden and let Jaden know that these need to be taken care of.
So it looks like we're gonna have to table this until we get those items straightened and taken care of first. Which, I mean, we're gonna have our next meeting on the 26th. I'm sorry,
25th.
25th?
25th.
Sorry, yeah, I have my day ahead, I apologize. Yeah, like Christine said, it was just a couple things, and she's absolutely correct. In the past, when we have approved them over a couple things, it has been just a couple minor things that have been able to get emailed. But if Christine feels that these might get lost in the shuffle, then she's our backbone, so we've got to have her back as well. So I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we table the, Adrian
Brianza, yes.
Lot number 40, Alpine Meadows subdivision, till next meeting.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Are you good? Do you have all of your information, sir?
I hope so.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, this is yours.
Dan?
Thank you. You
Dan?
can just throw
All in favor?
Oh, aye.
No, I didn't hear him
I
at
thought
all.
he did.
He was playing with papers. He's playing Ormond.
Do you want me to take them back and put all the sizes on the plans and take them back?
I think those ones are Christine's and those
That's-
stay.
And those ones gotta stay, those are mine.
Yep,
I'm very possessive.
she really is. But you come in and get them all, I'll add them onto the plans. I'm sure they'll be fine with Miss Christine. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sorry. Moving on to the next one.
We did that one
We
already.
did, oh, well, never mind. We're not moving on to the next one.
Then we go to bar.
No mo. Okay, Mr. Byer Davis.
That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Jay Goodrich for the defense.
You look really guilty. All right. We reviewed a couple things that we need to talk about. There's no back dimension on the property line.
Okay.
We need that. Utilities for propane, that's a question. Are you gonna have propane in there? Because it's not marked on the site plan.
I'm not sure if we are.
Okay, that's just-
Originally, it was electrical, but
I don't, you know, I mean, we have it there, so I'm just
Yeah.
asking the question. Certificate of placement, we need a site plan
you got it in there.
from Sherville? or-
Yeah, it's from Sherville.
Is it in there?
Mm-hmm. It might be, I know it's on one of the pages.
Keep going.
I was
You-
working on it.
You do it.
No, you do. Oh, easy, easy.
You might have to stand. Is that his?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. There it is. Doesn't have the house on it though.
Yeah.
I mean, we basically took his drawing and put the house
Yeah,
on it
this
in
is-
architecturals. So you want a back dimension on the site plan?
On this one right here. You have them here, here, and here, but there's no back.
Okay.
Snow storage and
Yeah, it's just.
Do you want me to
just
square
like-
footage it?
Square
Yeah,
footage.
if you could, please.
please. Of drive, yeah, and I think that's dimensions of the driveway, I believe.
Back dimension of the property line, utility, if there's gonna be propane, because we know there's a centralized propane system out there.
Right.
Where is that coming from the street into the house if the property is actually having propane, the certificate of placement? The snow storage amounts, we need the number on there, and we need the driveway dimensions.
Square footage here,
Mhm.
and with the snow yeah. Got it. Thank you. Makes sense, Jim?
Yeah. So dimensions on driveway, snow storage, square footage. Is there a square footage amount in relation to the driveway that you guys are looking for? Like
20%.
20%, okay.
Jay was kind enough to show us this one. Christine?
Yes, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
And a res check?
I was just double checking that. I thought that was,
I didn't see it.
what's,
I mean, Dan said it, he didn't say I needed one.
It's required.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think he forgot. Personally.
Okay. So, what,
So-
so these are 4 things on this one.
So we don't need
maybe it's,
certificate of placement because we have a site plan.
You have that plan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had
Yeah,
that.
So we're in agreement.
we're in agreement.
Okay.
I just didn't see it when I went through it. I didn't
Okay.
see it. So, thank you.
So back dimensions on the south side, square footage of snow storage, 20% of the driveway dimensions, and a res check.
Oh, the property line.
And if there's gonna be,
Right up
Okay,
here.
yep,
Got
I
it
see
here.
what you mean.
And if there's propane. We'll bring the propane in anyway, so I don't have to deal with it later.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, so
If we get those things,
can I just resubmit the site plan for you?
yes, that's an excellent idea.
Okay, with all of that.
Please, very much so.
And then, can we say, once you get those, we can move forward with a building permit?
Yeah, Christine
Christine?
will handle all of that. I'm not gonna step into her realm, but, we are stacked up, and so the faster you get it, the faster.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
I'll-
table it to the next
Till
one.
the next meeting, yeah.
Okay,
But, you know, there's nothing to say you couldn't stake it out.
it's already staked.
Is it?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, it's staked out tomorrow? Thank you.
So, back. Right here,
That's
ma'am,
it.
sorry. So back to the original question of what we had, this, she needs to take that. She's gonna snap at you here in a second.
okay, so did he put the back dimensions on the property line, or he's
He's
just?
gonna get his
emailing
getting
us?
that.
It's gonna get you that.
I mean, it's probably actually on the Sherbold plan. It's just not on the actual site plan.
Hold on,
So
this
the
one.
first one.
He didn't have any. He doesn't have
He
any.
doesn't have it. He only has them on the sides. I wouldn't have it on the back.
I mean, is it a, I mean, I don't know if it's not a rectangle or a square piece, right? All I see here
It's fine.
are, it's got 148 here. I don't have it here.
So we're gonna wanna table this one too? Is that what I'm understanding?
Correct. How fast can you get it?
Probably tomorrow.
Okay.
But that was 4 things, and the last gentleman, we had tabled his for 5.
Yeah, but he had,
More complicated issues.
Jay, we got a table.
Okay.
All right. I make a motion that we table the buyer residence on, what lot is this?
Lot
Lot
37.
in Alpine Meadows, till the following meeting.
Okay, so do you want a new print of the site plan, or do you just want me to email it?
Christine, are you okay with him emailing it and just attaching it to the plans?
Give
Do I
us
have
a-
to do a whole new
Give
one?
us a new one, and we need 3 copies, right? One for you, one for Dan, one for the site plan.
Okay, but do you want a whole new
No, no,
3
no.
sets, just
No,
the
just
site
the
plan
site.
drawing and you'll fill
Yeah,
it
yeah.
in? Alright. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys.
We have a vote.
Yeah, we have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Diamond.
Peg installer. Peg installer, is this a diamond?
Diamond.
This would be
Residence?
diamond.
Okay.
So here's the list of ours, so the window wells, they're not in the setbacks, but we need a certificate of placement. We also need ladders out of those window wells.
Oh, for,
Because
just for
they're
the
over-
construction?
Yeah, no, because they're over 4 feet.
Oh, goodness, okay, the window wells are.
Okay. We need the square footage of the driveway, snow storage. Yeah, ladder for the window wells, and building licenses.
Window wells. Setback.
John Diamond here?
Oh, I'm Foreman.
Oh, okay. And who are you?
I'm Kelly, I'm a contractor.
Okay.
Kelly.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, been a long drive today.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Gets
All
me
right,
away.
so concerns that we had
Mm-hmm,
were the size of the window wells
okay,
that were downstairs. We know that you're doing an open basement, but that doesn't guarantee you that you sell the house. Somebody else is gonna build bedrooms down there. The depth of the window wells, you're gonna need ladders on all 3.
yep.
You need a certificate of placement or a site plan from Sherville or whoever you're using for.
Should've got one. I have it even on my email. I went and printed them all.
Hold on a second. Was that this one? No?
There's like 3 different sets, but I have one there.
There was another piece of paper
It
that
was crazy set of
accompanied
plans. But I even have that thing on my phone too that I printed
I
out.
believe.
this. Might have got a little bit lost in the shuffle.
I was like, y'all lost everything before I got here.
Okay.
Sheet paper, right here,
What do we
sorry.
have, certificate of placement?
Park location?
How you getting your power in here?
Oh, power location.
Where's the
Utilities.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
the vault, your power vault? We see the overhead line, but how you getting power? Where's the power?
You know what, to be honest with you, I haven't even looked at the lot yet, so.
So,
First step in out here.
but it doesn't show it, so we need to know where the vault is and how you're gonna get it.
Okay.
On the site plan.
Okay,
Square footage of the driveway, square footage of snow storage, and we gotta have that kinda plotted out.
okay,
So, we need a clean site plan, like this one that you have here,
okay,
that has the power on it.
okay,
Yeah, and then probably a cut sheet. I mean, I know that the window wells are deep enough, but they're too tall to get out, especially on the back side,
mhm,
where you have some elevation gain. That was it. You get those things, and I did see that. I remember seeing.
It's around here.
And
There was a
business
sheet
license.
that said,
Mine should be already down in there, right?
pardon me?
My business license.
Yeah.
And then I know my excavator, they sent theirs off, I
Okay.
think yesterday or something like that, so.
It's just a general knowledge, just so we make sure.
No, no, you're good.
Contractors have them.
It's all new to me, it's different here than Utah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There wasn't anything on there.
Can't trust me then.
I know there was like 3 different
Big help
sets
is
of
hard to find.
crap we turned in.
Gotcha.
When we had them print them off over there, she stapled everything separate, I'm like, oh, man.
I believe if, could have been,
Oh, my goodness.
We have a lot of plans to.
Yeah, and, well, I'm just looking at
I'm,
Dan's mess over here.
I'm thinking somebody emailed it to me. Did you email it or
No, I
did
brought
John?
it in.
Did you, oh, you brought it in?
Yeah, I brought in the copy and I had the site plan on there. I was actually waiting for him to send me that before I printed anything, so.
I don't think I have anything.
I bet you John has a copy.
Probably.
Yeah. I know we used it to show the other gentleman.
So, Ms. Chairperson,
Yeah,
I make a motion that we table this
table
one.
this one too.
We
So,
can table this
just for clarification, and I want this to make sure that this is on record. One of the reasons why we're hitting pretty hard on this, it's disappointing, and I know we have a short building season, but one of the reasons is there's been too many things that have fallen through the cracks over the years, and we just wanna try to alleviate this, and I know it seems really hard, and
It's just hard for me driving all the way up here every day.
it totally is.
It's a
I mean,
4-hour
we're-
drive for me to come up to a meeting.
Yeah, and I believe we can do a Zoom meeting as well, if I recall correctly, so
Oh, that'd
you
be
can always
great.
call
We
in
can do that.
as well. But that's
Awesome.
something we'll have to set up just give Christina
If, as
enough
long
heads
as,
up.
if you guys are good with that,
Sure.
then we can initiate it with you.
Oh, that'd be
And
great.
then-
Save me a little bit.
Yeah,
of-
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can
so,
Yeah, we can totally do that, but we're just trying to alleviate some of the issues that we've been dealing with over these past few
Okay.
years with all the exploded buildings and stuff, so I apologize, I'm sorry, it makes it a little bit more of a challenge, but in the end, it's gonna make our town better.
Yes.
It makes it
So
hard though.
can you just review me what I need on there?
Yes, it looks like, the window wells.
Okay.
Even though it's an open basement, we'll need to make sure I think the window wells are over 4 foot, so they'll need a ladder. Lot dimension, numbers aren't on there, is that what I
This
saw?
should be on that site plan I have.
I just wrote down my notes, I apologize.
No, the driveway square footage.
It's the
Well, that's the next
driveway,
The driveway.
the
one.
driveway
Okay.
square footage and
The
lot
snow
the driveway dimensions and the snow storage
Okay.
dimension.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's basically, snow storage is 20% of what the driveway square footage
The
is,
driveway, okay,
all right?
20%.
And then,
Electrical.
your utilities, where's power coming into on
Okay.
your property? Identify where the, vault is and where you're gonna tie it into the building.
Don't speak. Yeah,
Okay,
those were the items.
Cool.
Okay.
So, I make a motion to table the, Diamond Residence, 184 Trail Drive, to the next P and Z meeting.
So question for you then real quick, can I, if I'm not coming up, do I have to bring a new site plan up or can I email it?
you could probably email it, but let me just finish this motion, then we
Okay,
can
go.
continue on with the
Yep, no
discussion.
problem.
I have a motion on the table, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, now open for discussion. What was your question now? Sorry. Your site plan?
So-
I believe if you email it, is that okay with you, Ms.
okay,
Christine?
so here's what I would like. Yes, you can email it, but can you print up one and mail it
Yeah.
to me?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Snail mail or
Mhm.
whatever, because that's the size that I really actually need.
I can
I
actually,
can go
Three
ahead
of them.
yeah, for sure.
and I can go ahead and, we can fold it up and stuff like that, cause I put it in the folders, but.
Okay.
Yeah, we can email it and then follow up with the big copy.
For sure.
Wouldn't mind that.
Yep, not a problem.
Okay. A motion on the table has been seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming, sir.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it. You too.
Oops. Was that this one? That was all?
Yes, lot 23, Bracelet Road.
Those are the gentlemen.
Mr. Hagenstaller, or is this Big E?
How are you?
I'm Dan Scow. It's a pleasure to meet you. I heard all about you. All right. Hold. Here we go.
Oh, another list.
Yeah.
Smaller though.
Okay, let's go. All right, so we've got a, let's see, single-family residential structure. Certificate of placement, dimensions, consistency? Consistent, does that say consistency?
It's your writing.
Yes,
Oh.
that was a note to the.
Oh, I didn't say Christine,
I-
it said consistency.
For consistency.
Okay, perfect, okay.
That's my note.
It's Christine's notes. Pretty good, how are you?
I think the elevations are here. It's got a basement.
The other grant has the architectural, so here. There it is.
I kind of stapled them all together so they all be.
Okay.
So where's the site plan? Can I see that? Sorry. Gimme.
It's all yours. It's all yours, girl.
Didn't have a chance to look at it yet, boss.
Listen, I know
Stop it,
exactly
get
what
up here.
who to listen to.
Stop. Okay, so we've got our dimensions like you were looking for.
Correct.
This is a snow storage in the square?
Correct.
Okay. Power line, sewer line? Awesome. And then, whoa, where did that go? Certificate of placement. Do we have that, Mr.?
I do, it's on a smaller sheet that Sherwood sent me.
Okay, can we get a copy of that? Or did
Yes.
we get one?
I have, they're in that folder. I put it.
Did you email
Maybe
it?
this is the one I was
I
thinking.
have not emailed it,
You
actually.
handed us one.
There it is.
Remember, we
There
saw
it
that. I
is.
remember that.
It is. Looky there. We got it. All right. And it has all the setbacks. It has dimensions. Yeah, I saw this before.
Yeah.
So
Okay, is this the one you were trying to find earlier?
that's the one I was trying to find.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So we've got the certificate of placement, so that's good. Driveway dimensions, we do need to get good driveway dimensions apparently.
Not to say that your 500 square foot is wrong, but how do we know?
Yeah, well, the driveway is 1,250 square feet. You say you need 20%, so,
Correct. Well, it's, yeah, it's a lot of snow storage.
yeah, I've got plenty.
But
We need to have
that-
some.
Okay.
that's why we need it, you know, so.
But other, I mean, these are the least amount of notes we've got.
This is
you know,
the least amount of notes. Christine, is there anything on the Dan's review for this one?
He's been paid and everything, Miss Christine? Oh, sorry.
Where's this,
Oh, you want your notes back?
can I have my notes back?
I think you have the same.
So we're good with the certificate of placement, I can cross that one off?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Apparently I need to talk about it.
and the
I'm passing that down to you.
driveway identification,
I don't know if it was you.
The snow storage is adequate. The,
okay, oh, yeah, we talked about that.
we talked,
We just
but
need
we
the
need
driveway
the
dimensions.
driveway dimensions.
And
And what'd you say for square footage? It was
1250 for the driveway.
1250 was the square footage. So, but to be consistent with everything else we're doing, give us the dimensions. Water line, power, sewer,
It's all in there.
and you got your own propane tank.
Do we, and we have the,
Um,
Harwich
Setback.
property line setback, yeah, on the driveway.
So, we're really starting to come down on people
Yeah,
using
this is,
stuff.
this isn't even here. I don't know why, but I know you need to know, but.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just need to make sure we have, the distance between the property line to get to the driveway. Right?
Yeah,
That's
it's,
what
well,
we're
he's
looking at.
got
We're
it,
thinking
he's
it's
got
gonna
it
be
here.
this
Yeah.
16.
So when you give us a new site plan,
Yeah,
Just make sure that's.
Okay.
that's gone.
okay, yes,
Got it?
yes.
Okay.
He only has one item he has to address.
Two, the driveway and the snow storage. I guess, are you guys
Well,
that's
considering that just
We,
the
that's,
same? Okay.
that's that, but,
Okay,
but we're encroaching into the
Square
setback.
footage of the driveway.
Square footage of the driveway, and we're encroaching into setback
The driveway.
with the little turnaround,
Oh, okay.
okay?
okay. All right,
So I can have that to you tomorrow?
Uh,
Christine.
so,
Yeah.
again,
Or I can,
Eric, this is how it's gonna
Yes.
be. We're gonna table this one
okay,
till next meeting, until all of this stuff is in and we have it for bid,
okay,
okay?
all right.
So I'm gonna make a motion to table the,
Higginstoller.
it's the Higginstaller project, lot number 3, Grays River Village Road, to the next meeting.
When's the next meeting?
The 25th.
Fifth.
We have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? I have some. So these are, to me, these are two minimal things, right? They're not, everything else is lined up. Are we just wanting to make sure we have that consistency throughout from now on? Is that what the plans are?
That's kind of the plan.
That's what my.
The consistency?
Consistency.
Okay.
Because he
Okay.
had the smallest list, we
Yeah,
had to
you-
be consistent.
Okay. Man, we are getting to be hard asses here, aren't we? Okay,
But can I break ground tomorrow?
not without a permit.
You'll get to see this guy named Steve, and he
Okay.
carries,
Okay.
he's gonna be looking for your wallet.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion on the table. It's been seconded. All in favor of
Aye.
tabling?
Aye.
I should have just skipped this meeting. Okay. Fireworks, did you guys cover that?
Let me get to my paperwork.
Yes.
Okay. Firework tent number 1, L&K Fireworks. Permit application has been submitted. It is for lot number 6 of the Brolams addition to the town of Alpine. This would be, thank you, this would be on the Brolams property. Okay?
Oh, so we're gonna have two this year?
We're having 2 this year.
2, yeah.
Huh.
Plus across the street.
Yes, so they have filled out their tent permit application. This is the same individual that has been doing fireworks tents for the last 2 years. This will be their 3rd year running. They've actually been doing fireworks tents at a different location across the street. Now they're over in the Brolams parking lot. They have fulfilled everything that they needed to do. Will be provided with the required, what do we call this? Consumer Fireworks Retail Sales Stands Inspection Guidelines. So they have to adhere to these guidelines. Our local fire chief will be double checking that. This tent is not been constructed yet. They are hoping to get this put up by June 24th. Their removal date will be July 6th. They have paid their required fees. For anybody that wants to know, the required fee for a fireworks tent for the pyrotechnics is $1,000 per town
Everything's in
ordinance.
order.
Yeah, it looks
So
like it
everything's
is.
in order on that one.
I make a motion that we approve MC-05-24, the L&K Fireworks Lot Number 6 Brolams Edition, to raise their tent and sell some fireworks.
I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Finally, we get to approve something. Okay, next one,
I'm gonna
KJ's.
put a star there.
Yeah. KJ's.
Okay, now,
Is this Hanson?
this would be the, Matt Hansen. So this is called KJ's Fireworks is what they've named this. And they will be just
Already up.
adjacent, across the street. They are on the Boardwalk subdivision, lot number 15. And these individuals have also been selling fireworks at this location for a couple of years. They've missed a couple of years, for the last 2 years. They were before then, when the town first annexed the Boardwalk properties. They pulled their permit then, but prior to that, it's always been permitted through the county. They again, unfortunately installed, there was a little miscommunication in the office, because I thought this permit application was the guy that I was talking to. There was 2 different conversations for fireworks tents, and
It's confusing.
they're,
Yeah.
and they're relatives, so,
Oh, that's even better.
yeah, so.
So the tent is up
So
without a
the
permit.
tent
Need to
is
go to
up
their Thanksgiving.
without a permit, and so I have actually talked to him, and again, he's, Steve has been over there, to talk to him, to go look at that. Fire chief has already been over there, to talk to them and to look at that. There will be a, inspection done here. It might not be tomorrow, I don't know, between, the fire chief, he'll either get there within the next 2 days.
Okay. And so just a general question.
Now, he's gonna leave this up a lot longer, he's gonna
Yeah,
leave this up
August
until
1st.
August 1st.
Well, that kind of makes sense. So question then, just for general knowledge, I assume that there's a certain protocol that they have to do to, because they're selling fireworks, they have to have fire suppression or?
They
fire
have to have,
extinguisher?
they have this happy little list that is found in the NFPA.
Okay.
And, they have to post signs, there's no smoking, they have to have, fire extinguishers, they have to have the exits clearly marked. They have something about a wet extinguisher versus a dry extinguisher, and this is why the fire chief goes over there, and he does this inspection. We provide this
That's
list to
awesome.
them,
Yeah.
and then he goes over to make sure that they do
That's
that.
perfect.
If it's not done, then they're notified that
They can't play.
they can't, yeah.
Is there a distance, a safe distance selling
from the
fireworks
fire,
from
from
the fuel station?
That's
Is
a
there,
good, I
is
saw
there
that
like,
coming, that's a great question.
or any? I mean, it looks kinda close.
Parking is prohibited within 10 feet of a temporary CFRS stand. Portable generators are located at least 20 feet from the stand. I'm just perusing this really quick, but I'll have to double check. I mean, I would think it would be, I don't know. There is at least one no fireworks discharged within 300 feet sign, minimum of 4-inch letters, blah, blah, blah. Stands for over 200 square feet. It doesn't identify, stands located at least 50 feet away from motor vehicle fuel dispensaries.
Only 50 feet?
50 feet.
That's what it said.
Does
So a
it,
tape measure will be.
does it look like that
It
on that
looks like 50.
map of yours?
Looks too close to me, but just my general.
I don't know, because.
It's
concerned.
It's hard to tell because you don't know, it says
No,
approximate.
no, even like
location.
driving
Just
by
something
it,
to-
like, it seems a little close.
Something to remember.
Something to remember.
Yeah.
So, that will be identified and measured, so it could very well be a site visit tomorrow.
Okay, awesome. So we have a permit, do we have a motion to accept the permit?
I make a motion to accept MC-0624, KJ's Fireworks stand on Lot 17 Boardwalk subdivision.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? As long as, and I'm gonna say absolutely, as long as it's within the 50-foot parameter away from the fuel station.
Well, and is there any kind of fine implemented for someone erecting a tent without a permit?
There will be,
There has to be.
yes.
Unfortunately,
Again,
but it does.
it's unfortunate because there was a little bit miscommunication.
Yeah.
So, I'll rectify that and I'll
Okay. We'll take care of that.
impose.
So is that, for clarification then, is that something that's not the citizens' fault that they were told to put that up? That was something that was miscommunicated in the office then, so we shouldn't fine them? No, it was not.
No, they put it up.
No, they.
Oh, they did it all the way, okay.
It was a miscommunication of who's who and who's who
Okay.
and whose tent is.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it was put up.
We kind of assumed that it was the one that that we had the permit application in hand.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Okay,
They're cousins.
gotcha. Well, I just don't know if we can legitimately charge them a fine if it was a miscommunication with
No, it
with their
wasn't.
staff.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been doing it for years.
They should know.
Over there, and they did it over there when it was in the county.
Okay, so they didn't realize it was annexed into the
Well,
town, is what the story is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a motion on the table, it's been second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, next. Okay, we have tabled items. Are we do we have notes for this, or are we just going by
I
what
think
my
you
son
have
has?
some
I have
You might have
notes.
some
I have
notes.
some notes.
All right,
Howdy, guys.
nice to see you back.
Nice to see you all as well.
Okay, so let's talk about the project. How have we come along with getting everything that we were looking for?
So I've tried getting in contact with one engineer. He fell through, so now I'm getting in contact with two other ones.
Okay,
I have meetings with them tomorrow and over the weekend, and hopefully they will move in quicker than the previous one.
And what are these engineers gonna,
yeah.
Isn't this for
Give you?
housing above?
So I want him to map exactly what we did downstairs so we can bring it forward to you guys.
okay?
It doesn't help that the last time that you guys had a drawing of that place was from 1980 something.
Right.
So I do apologize for that. And so first goal is to get something mapped out so we can show you guys what we've done and we can have an accurate mapping of it. And then second, we got a approval from Don to lease the upstairs. So we want to turn that from residential to a commercial space. Essentially, we just want to add more tables up there, and that's pretty much it. We want to add tables. We want to expand
Upstairs?
upstairs.
So there's two
Mi-
units upstairs right now?
It's one
Just one?
One big
big
one,
unit.
yeah,
So, Mr. Chairman,
yes.
I went over and talked with Solomon, with our code enforcement, and they have secured a barrier around their propane tank.
Okay,
He has signed off on it. He saw that this secure barrier. The tank is in the process of getting moved closer to the concrete barrier. It's got probably about 2 more feet that it has to be moved away
from the
from,
property line?
from the property line.
Okay,
Okay, so we took care of that.
okay,
We went inside. Now, the state fire marshal has resigned from his position, and there is a vacancy. So I cannot rely on the state fire marshal for any services because they're trying to fill that position. However, before he left, we did have a conversation, and I've talked to Solomon about it, and there's flashing that needs to be put, so if, this is the only way I can describe this. If you go in and you look at the cooktop, or whatever you want to, stove, or whatever you want to call that, he's got his griddle over here, but he's got a fryer. The fryer is what would create the grease to have a potential. A metal, and correct me if I'm wrong, a metal
Hood
Shield.
guard.
shield
Yeah.
needs to be installed there, okay? That metal shield has not been installed yet. I talked to Solomon, it is a portable fryer. And so I have asked him to remove that, store it in his, storage unit, wherever, and to not utilize that.
Until we get this rectified.
Until we get that rectified. So, but, today was, no excuses, but I am in the process of just confirming that with a letter to you. So I'll get that,
Yes, ma'am.
I'll get that to you, signed by you fine individuals. So,
Okay.
by removing that element, Alan says that he would be compliant.
Okay. So last meeting, we had a conversation about a firewall between that and the apartment that's behind it. But there was a discussion, we didn't know if that was the apartment right behind where that was. Is that not correct, or?
So right behind that wall is a staircase. Well, if you, essentially the griddle is against a
Against it.
wall
Yeah.
that doesn't have anything on the other side.
Right.
But obviously if you're going that way, the only thing there is a staircase.
Okay. We just had a couple conversations about it last meeting, so I'm just wanted to see about clarification on that.
I
if
think
that was
this is
something-
where the plan or
The
map
site plan.
Mapping
comes in,
needs
so
to
we
come
can
in.
actually lay it all out.
And that's something that the engineer, that you should get
Yes.
ready to roll. So is that,
Now,
Okay.
Alan was there and did a complete look at the building. And so, he didn't indicate any
okay,
issues to me regarding that.
okay. This was just a
Because of the
conversation we had.
yeah,
Yeah.
of the removal of the fryer.
But in theory, the fire's gonna get put back at some point in time.
Eventually.
So I just would like to make sure that that doesn't have to happen.
And that is why I'm following up with a letter that acknowledges that he knows until he either gets a bigger grill and gets a commercial hood, in which is a permitted item, that, he unfortunately can't use that.
Okay,
And he said he's not using it now, so
Not
let's
at the moment.
alleviate the problem.
The idea is going to be, obviously, as we move forward, maybe next year or so, we will add some budgeting for a new hood and a bigger, just regular kitchen area, because obviously we want to prosper and bring in more revenue, and so that is part of our plan, but as of now, we're gonna probably, till the end of this year and a little bit into next, we'll deal with the small space that we have, and we'll be compliant with it as much as we can.
So you're only using the griddle?
The griddle and the, I got a 4-top
Okay.
burner, so
Got it.
we're only using that.
Okay.
So hence the 4 tables downstairs, you want to add more seating upstairs.
Yes, and how much we can add, that's gonna be dependent on what the, engineer advises us, and, occupancy and all that good stuff.
Well, I think the loading on that floor is
yeah, that
probably.
would have me a little, yeah.
Let's be
And
the
I
one
think that's
to-
what you're gonna find out with your engineer as well. Is that correct, Holland?
That is correct,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because that is an older building, and there's only been like a few people that have lived there from time to time, not a whole bunch of folks that I can remember anyway.
Yeah, no, I was walking through it, and there was a little bit of creaking here
Yeah,
and there.
he's
We
just a little
understand.
nervous.
And you're just one person?
And
Yeah,
I'm just one person.
yeah. And the last thing we want is to have a catastrophic failure.
Of course.
So we wanna make sure everything's all good.
We understand the building is way outdated.
Okay.
Honestly, the location was too good to pass up.
Nope,
And
understandable.
so, we're trying to do our best to kind of bring back that ambiance that it once had. And it's not gonna be easy, but hopefully
No.
we're here for the long run.
Yep.
We've signed a pretty decent lease with him.
Okay,
It's gonna bring us at least 6-7 years in, so
So, and also, just for general knowledge, just because you said you are leasing, we want to make sure we have a written agreement from the landowner or the property owner that, it's okay for you to do these improvements as well. But let's also get some clarification as well, with what we would like to have from your engineer that you're gonna have hired. We want a better site plan. We'd like to have the property markers listed out. What else do we have on there? Properties, and we just like to have a whole better site plan than just the napkin drawing that we got, if you don't mind.
No, trust me,
and
the one you guys have is not much better.
No, it's not.
Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate that.
Solomon, did you ever do the striping in the front?
We're putting a hold on that because my question and my concern is that if we add upstairs more seating, what is that gonna look like? Am I even gonna have enough space for everything
Yeah.
required? So
Yeah,
I'm
'cause you
holding
need
on
parking spots.
onto that.
So, but we did talk about the existing structure and the existing downstairs, and I told him that I would provide him what has been dictated in our land use development code of the number of required spaces that he's gonna need. And he's gonna go, he's just identifying it for his portion of the building, the commercial front portion
That
of
makes
the
sense.
building, so.
Okay, so just once again for clarification, we're gonna get a good site plan from your engineer. And we're gonna double check make sure doesn't need to have some sort of a firewall or anything on that wall, the cooktop and the burners, if I recall. And then, agreement from the landlord that it's okay for you to do all these.
Sounds good. I have the
Or at
agreement
least a verbal, I'm good.
written down.
Okay.
He does have a lease agreement with them.
Then he's okay
And
with them doing all
in the
these?
lease agreement, it does specify that he can do modifications.
Okay.
And the only reason I know that is because they've applied for a restaurant liquor license.
Okay.
So getting to that point, when you came over
Yeah.
Oh.
Go
the
ahead.
other day, you mentioned that I had to get another business license. Do you remember that or no?
No, I said that we basically need to review your business license and look at your business license so that way we could do an amendment to include that restaurant portion of your
Oh, that makes
business.
sense.
Because it basically only stipulates grocery store.
No, I think it's grocery store and deli.
In Delhi, yeah, that was
I
the
think
name of
we,
it.
It's grocery
I
store.
I
and
don't
deli.
have my folder.
It is, because
Yeah,
Okay.
did you look at it? Okay. So that's what I suggested to him that we do. I would like to try to clean this permit up as much as possible because there is a liquor license public hearing next Tuesday,
Well,
if possible.
Well, I mean, we can't approve anything, we can't do anything right now without getting the engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a given.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah,
No,
until
that's
we,
fine.
and I mean, we've definitely have stated this, and I apologize, you've had the struggles with finding a decent engineer, but this is definitely something that we have got to make sure. Unfortunately, like you said, that is an old building.
Yeah.
And we just wanna make sure there's not gonna be any issues.
No, I understand, and I'm willing to push it back. Our business is not gonna be liquor by any chance. Thankfully, we have a solid business model and it covers a lot of things, so. I wanna get it, obviously, cause we're gonna add upstairs seating and we want
Right.
people to have a nice drink with a view, but it's not something
Okay,
as urgent, cause we're doing pretty well.
okay,
We'll
Good.
have to-
good, yeah.
So the advertisement for the liquor license has already been initiated. There's certain statutes that need to be adhered to for that. I will check with the clerk tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna suggest that they go ahead and hold that public hearing, because they've already done that, and then it would be up to town council to either table it for a later time to approve that liquor license, or they might approve the liquor license but not issue it. There's
Yeah, that
a
makes
couple
sense.
of ways that
That way
they
they can earmark one
can
if they
do,
want it and-
they can do
okay.
that.
That
So,
makes sense.
I mean, that's their wheelhouse, so I'll let them
Yeah,
know what's going on.
And for that hearing, am I gonna need obviously the menu, what I'm gonna serve, what else am I gonna kinda.
You
let
never know,
guys
you never
what
know what the
Yeah,
questions
what
are
they'll
that are
ask,
gonna be
yeah.
asked. So, yeah, I would say be prepared with your menu.
What beers we wanna.
Yeah, you know.
Tap, okay.
Yeah.
Dan, was there something else we might have missed?
No, I think that I think everything comes a little bit more to light that once we have a plan of the building and understand what he's trying to accomplish, and then we can address the structural issue with that building.
Yeah.
If we feel like, you know, there's some strengthening that has to be done with that floor, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, and your engineer should be able to get you all that information.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna, well, we're still gonna table this and we're not gonna do anything with it until we get that information, for sure.
So what about the ADA compliance? Is that gonna have to apply to the upstairs, given the fact that I have accessibility downstairs and all that?
That's
Yes.
a valid question, I bet,
Yeah.
yeah. Cause you're updating
Well,
it,
it's-
maybe? Ooh,
I'm not
But there's
so
not an
sh-
elevator.
Exactly. So
I
that's-
think that if he does the ADA and he keeps the spaces downstairs, he's just gotta provide enough spaces for the unit, but
Hmm.
And there's gonna be two exits. It's gonna be the main one, and then there's gonna be an emergency.
So I have suggested to him, let's work on the downstairs. Let's get the downstairs done. Let's get the downstairs cleaned up. The upstairs for enlarging a dining room or anything would be a
Take it.
whole separate permit.
Yeah, different.
So he's just kind of giving you more of a little bit of an
Preview.
update. Yeah, preview.
Coming attraction.
What's coming up?
Gotcha.
We're here for a long run, guys.
That makes sense. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
in
Thank
again.
you,
We
Solomon.
appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good afternoon.
Okay,
You too,
thanks.
sir. Thank you.
Okay, so this is,
Oh, is Rex gonna yell at us?
one?
Here's
Which
the-
one?
That plan over there?
Oh.
This one.
okay, did everybody get a copy of the plan?
We only have one.
Oh.
Yeah, we,
You got more?
Oh, look.
Bigger.
Bigger.
I like bigger.
thank you. I've already,
Yes, sir.
I don't share well.
No, he doesn't. But I make him anyway.
This is kind of a sketch review is kind of what we're looking for this evening. I'm Rex Dornbos with New West Building Company.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Didn't
Steve?
you used to once sit in that
Yeah,
chair?
a little while ago, yeah.
Just a little while ago, and he abandoned me and left me here.
Steve?
Yeah, and I'm with South Park Metalworks.
Nice to meet you, Steve. Where exactly, Shell? I know these drives. Where's this at?
this
So-
is the,
No,
It's across from, basically kind of cross a little bit north of the port. Across
Oh,
from the
right, right, right.
refuge,
Yep,
the refuge.
yep,
into-
yep.
this is the Dead Horse
Yep.
subdivision that
Yeah.
was recently.
Yeah, the chalets are this right here, and then there's the New Air or whatever that commercial building is right there, next door, and then Elkhorn Drive. So, we've come in here, we want to kind of review this a little bit with you, get the understanding of expectations. We've engaged Brett Bennett, who's familiar with the area and the town. We want to look at, like, is this a feasible project? We need to develop a budget. We need to make sure that we can actually build these structures on there. And it's just kind of like, okay, you guys are on the right project or on the right track, or here's a big red flag, and I would address this before you move further. Because our next step is to engage architects and structural engineers, and then money starts going out and things like that.
Are you ready for the one?
Yeah.
The only one that I see
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
is, you're encroaching on your setback.
So
That's the only piece.
the setbacks, we're no longer allowed to build parking in the setbacks?
We're moving in that direction.
Why?
Because it's mass and scale,
Mhm.
and we're trying to soften that for that corridor that's running all the way out there, because it's so, we got storage, and everything's coming right up front, and we're trying to soften that distance. I love the fact that you have landscaping there, but that's the only piece. And I'll tell you what, I think it fits exactly what they wanted to do there, and exactly what they plan to do for that piece of property. And, you know, the only pieces that I saw when I looked at it was that one thing. That was it. And I could say, I could give you an unconditional approval. I would give my vote yes for it, because I think it fits. And that's, yeah, that's that.
But other than, so, no parking and setbacks at all for the town?
It's no paving.
Well, it's paving, you have to ask.
No paving?
It's the paving piece.
So if we had gravel?
Gravel.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Say it
This
again,
is-
Christine?
Christine,
No
what's,
concrete
what
posts
we-
or piers
Yeah,
allowed in the setback.
yeah.
No concrete,
Posts or
Posts or
piers.
piers.
post or piers?
So concrete, asphalt, I mean, you know, it's the same. I mean, we know. I mean, we're just trying to create that distance and go back to, because it is in the setback landscaping. Period.
Okay.
That's the move. That'll be the general direction. That's gonna be our push. You can
So-
always push back.
Well, you know, and the problem is, so, the problem is just finding, land prices are expensive, and finding enough room to get everything into these.
To make it
And to make it economical, and to make this stuff pencil out from the building and development side. This is the real push, and I understand we have, you know, we wanna have, landscaping. One of the things that the HOA, we're in an HOA over there, so we have a governing body, AVR. They require a 50-foot setback for any building. So, from any roadway. So that's where
Oh,
we
so
show,
that's why.
the AVR setback is 50 feet.
Huh.
So we're losing
Even more.
AVR setback, and then if we can't capitalize.
But you can pave in that area. You can pave in that setback.
Yeah, yeah. So, here's the other question, if we show parking but no paving, would that be acceptable?
I mean, it's semantics. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, the rule or the desired effect is that we have a little bit more green space.
Mhm.
So, we're, you know,
If I seem to recall on one of the other permits that we just recently went through, that individual was not allowed to utilize the gravel as a part of his driveway or his parking. Like, that did not include his square footage for his parking lot, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we
It
did.
had to be there, but it just didn't show, didn't
but we,
account.
on that one, we took it out, we told him we had to remove it.
Right, right, and he had to increase it. So even if Mr. Dornbos does take and, list that as parking spots, that's not technically parking spots according to what we did in the last.
But if we,
Permit.
but parking on a commercial basis is.
Different
this is,
than MRC.
This is MRC, right?
Mhm.
So.
Well, that was the other one, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there's no residential component to this section of
Correct.
they split the lot too, so we're on lot one.
Okay.
There's no we do not want residential in this component. And with the AVR, we wouldn't be allowed to do that, because
Correct.
they don't have a combination like the town does. So this is strictly business.
So, commercial.
And honestly, on one, we had, on the first rendition, we had the buildings right up to the setback and all the parking on the back. But then we ran into we went through the CCRs, that's why you call it, and found the 50-foot setback on the CCRs, so we had to flip everything.
I mean, that's, you know, I mean, it's a setback.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the setback for? Yeah, and is a setback of the building, or all construction.
Just a setback from the property line. I mean, that's the only thing that we're talking about here. We're not talking about off the buildings. We're talking,
Right.
that's
It
what-
says setback off the property line.
off the property line.
And typically setbacks are used so if in the future anybody is required to put utilities in or a buffer from your neighbor, from building. We have setbacks off of, drives and highways. We could certainly bring the setbacks off of the, existing neighbors to not have the parking back there.
What does your subdivision talk about for setback?
The 50 feet.
The 50 feet.
It's 50
For-
feet
For
For building.
building.
for building, but,
That's the
building.
only
but does,
item
what's the
in there,
property
right?
setback in your
Is
subdivision?
this gonna be-
It's a 10-foot.
It's
It's a
10.
10-foot utility easement, 10-foot utility easement on in the CCNRs and on the plat.
Okay,
And then-
could you bring those to us? Because I think that's important.
The CCNRs or the
Yeah.
plat?
No, that piece, that, where it says in your subdivision that your setbacks are 10 feet,
Mm-hmm.
that would help us. Does that make sense?
Well, they have a 10-foot utility easement and then a 50-foot setback for buildings on the CCNRs.
Okay, so,
And that's where we put our buildings.
correct.
And then they also have a 2-to-1 parking area for square footage of everything on a roof.
So,
So,
see, that's stronger than,
so you have a space requirement, we're demonstrating we're meeting. But they also have a parking area, which includes, space to actually move through. They don't talk about spaces, they talk about parking area. So, and we're demonstrating we can do a two for one with them also.
so, I'm just remembering, South Park Metal Works,
Correct.
right? I see your other place, you got lots of room.
Yeah.
Are you thinking you can do the same operation in this smaller space?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this shop is double our current square footage.
Okay,
Yeah,
just-
and we've definitely been through the, yard space, fencing, all that will be required for us, so, yeah.
What about exterior racks, are you gonna,
Yeah, we've got a section back here, and I don't think it's listed, yeah, it's roof above, we wanna do a little extension.
I was
We would
just
do our
curious,
steel
you know,
racks in the
like-
back, yeah.
I see when I'm driving by it and I'm like,
Oh.
man, he's got a ton of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
How's he
And
gonna
it's-
put all that stuff in there?
It's
Yeah.
simply because we've outgrown our internal space, yeah.
I've said enough, what do you guys?
Well, that's the first thing we noticed when we looked.
And of course, you know about snow storage, I didn't see snow storage on here.
Yeah, Brett has gone through there I know it's not highlighted
Yeah.
but he's gone through there with snow storage.
We've got all the-
He feels like he can demonstrate that as well.
Perfect.
You can almost tell.
This looks really cool,
It
Rex. This
does.
looks really cool.
It actually does.
It does. I'm just worried about losing, so once we
Yeah, that'd be a
start
big
squeezing,
one,
I
Yeah.
mean, we start squeezing these spaces, we start to lose, a functional development,
Mhm.
so.
Well, we're only far off, really, on this side, and this side. Because you've got plenty of room back here.
And I just, for my own information, are you guys buying this lot?
It's currently under contract.
Okay, so, okay.
So we're developing, we wanna make sure that what we budget and pencil out, it will actually
Okay.
work in this lot.
I just, I was like, well, if you own both lots, shit, you got plenty of snow storage, so you could.
Right,
You know,
right.
that's where I was going.
And actually, we've had the owners of Lot 2 that we're under contract with, they've reviewed this and they didn't see any problem with it, they were happy with it.
And do we know what lot 2 is gonna be at some point in time?
I don't know,
Don't know, okay.
don't know.
I was just trying to read parking.
So, and that's not their property.
Right, but it also says here, depending on the backspace, on how
Sure,
far the
sure,
setback
sure.
is, it depends on if it's R1, R2, MRC, on how far they have to be. So I'm just trying to see if we can make up the, I'm doing homework.
We're in a little bit of a unique situation because we do have a 50-foot setback requirement with the
Right.
HOA. And
Right. No, I get it.
so, and it's kind of almost a different, it's a little bit different view on, that HOA is, put together in 1972. So they were doing the same thing you're thinking about, but they weren't thinking about the parking, they were thinking about the buildings. And they wanted to keep that green space, but with a
What's your
different.
exterior, what are we looking at? What's the facade?
It's probably gonna be, up front along the highway, it's gonna be a little razzle dazzle. There's gonna be maybe a little stone wainscoting, with some metal up above. I'm thinking a little walkway with some sort of covered walkway
Got it.
up front. And I want attractive units back there. This one's gonna get a little bit more industrial as we go back, but it's probably gonna be a steel siding, probably two different, so we have the wainscoting and to break out that up, and it'll be similar to the fabrication shop.
Single slope?
No, we're looking at ridge, gabled, and then we were just discussing with Brett the other day about doing a true commercial flat roof with drainage, and so we don't have to deal with the snow anymore. Melting and draining the snow on the roof.
That's smart. The requirement for, MRC parking, for the town would be the only thing that,
So we reviewed that as well. So office shop space requires one space for 400 square feet. And then, the fabrication or manufacturing requires one space for 800 square feet, plus one space for every projected employee. Steve's saying he's 12 employees.
That's Hensel's parking.
Yes. Honestly, he's not probably gonna get a lot of walk-in. There's not gonna be a lot of people driving by and coming in.
Maximum at
Yeah.
one time.
It's gonna be employees and people popping in like me looking for my stuff.
Yep. That's right.
Looks cool, Rex.
It
I dig
does.
it.
Thank you, and I think, I've been looking for this kind of project for a long time. I'm actually wanting to take suite, 4 and maybe 3, but 4, for my office.
So is this in addition to your building, or yours?
Yeah, it'd be yours,
yeah, I mean, it looks fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly
Yeah.
what
Should be.
that piece of property was intended to do, so,
So let me also ask you, is there architectural review on, do we establish architectural review for commercial?
They're working on it.
We're working on it.
They're working on it.
let me go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
The town council has appointed architectural review committee members.
And that's as far as we've gotten.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's no process installed yet? Okay, we will, if we get to it, when we start developing these, because it is commercial, we will have to submit to the state of Wyoming, correct?
Correct.
What is the turnaround time on that kind of thing?
That turnaround time, I believe, is 21 business days.
Oh, wow, okay.
Give or take.
I think they allow themselves that might be less.
Okay.
Jeff Schoen would be able to help you better with that actual question at
Okay.
the state. He's the plan reviewer.
I think my other question is, so if we were to develop this correctly, what would it be possible to put these into a condo, commercial condo, CC&R, and have individual ownership of these units for people,
Ooh.
rather than rentals?
Rex, we just went through that before you left us.
Well, I'm
That
coming
was
up
a
front
whole
of it.
sorts of.
Well, does,
Because,
I don't
does the
that makes sense.
CCNRs
Thinking that
allow
way.
that
Yeah.
in your subdivision?
that's a discussion for the subdivision.
Correct.
If they approve it, I don't see an issue with
I
it.
agree.
All right,
We see it down the road.
right. It turns into an ownership issue.
Yeah,
And as
yeah.
long as we have, because, and in my experience, business ownership like this is, easier to deal with than residential CCNRs,
Totally.
because everybody's rowing this boat the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make money, and so
Yeah,
let's keep it
1000%
nice,
you're correct.
yeah, okay. All right, so the parking is a non-starter.
Well, I would say that the parking needs to be looked at.
Yeah.
'Cause we didn't, if I was just going through my notes, we don't have anything in there from what we were talking about the last, we were just talking, trying to get that in there.
No, it was, remember when Brent was here,
Mhm.
or when Bennett came, when we talked about, there has to be some review of our parking, because our MRC, our commercial, and our R2 are,
Yeah.
they're all different. It's all different, and and unless we look at that, and knowing how hard it is to make that move, we just have to define what that is. The only issue that I have with it is I'm just trying to get back to a place where that setback requirement it is a setback requirement.
And it's consistent.
It's only for lawn and
Yeah.
trees and sprinkler
Yeah.
systems and rocks and stuff.
Yeah, and not gravel, and that's what I was getting to, was that even if somebody lays down gravel, they still can't consider that to be a part of their parking, and I didn't know if we had that finalized in our,
We did.
So that's in the land use development code, hard and fast, there's no parking and setbacks.
It's.
Asphalt. It's the asphalt component.
It's,
Concrete.
Concrete posts and.
Concrete
piers.
posts or piers.
But that's not parking.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
a concrete driveway, you mean you could concrete all of that and it's parking?
Yeah, but we could asphalt it, and asphalt's not concrete.
But
It's-
it's permanent, but,
We're-
so you, want, like,
Or
it's
we
permanent
We could
for
go, we
gra-
could change it to
gravel.
impervious surface and.
Yeah.
that-
Or
Yeah.
but
We
we
can just
could
gravel
also,
Yeah,
we could gravel it, but,
but then it
Again,
can't be
it's not
listed.
specifically, it's not specifically stated.
We could have that discussion offline.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you know, we could all look at each other and say, okay, it's what it is. But
Yeah, I just needed direction, because again, it goes back to our HOA had intent, the same kind of intent, but they were looking at the buildings, not just the parking.
can you try to rework it a little bit?
We can try to rework it, but we're getting really tight, see that 31? We're at 25.
I mean, that's why you went to the diagonal,
We've-
that's
Yeah.
front side.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
It's-
and we've gone through a couple of iterations, and this is the smoothest, and it just flows nice.
No, I could look at it right away, when I looked at it, I was like, wow, nice plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
And I went right to the setback.
Uh-huh.
But then our eyes go straight to that 25 foot.
Right.
We went straight to it.
So, I mean, you're basically taking 10 feet of that, right? Isn't that 10 feet? Am I
Yes.
Yeah.
eyeballing that
I-
correctly?
I think it's 10 feet. Which is unfortunate, because we also have a situation where we have the highway and we have Elkhorn, so we're a double fronted lot.
Correct.
So we lose twice.
And isn't there a drainage swale in there? Where's the drainage swale in there?
I think it's in the highway easement.
So that's here and, I mean,
Just on Highway
Elkhorn
26.
Drive
is
Also has.
pretty,
Doesn't that have a
it, it might have a crown to the road, but it doesn't have a big swell.
Okay.
And then I think the highway swell is really in the highway easement, you know, the highway isn't
Right, 'cause it's
nearly
way
as wide
high
as
and
what
then
we
it
show.
drops down,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It looks cool, Rex. I dig it.
It does, it looks good.
Yeah.
I got,
The parking is,
you
is a
know
little
me,
bit
I'm
of
just
a
gonna
challenge.
say, well, it's that one thing.
It's the one thing, but the one thing is gonna cause
I get it, so,
is us to lose at least one unit, my unit.
it, and I think it's open for discussion, I would say that, but I think that, you know, we could,
Could you, I know it, if you just shift your build, if you do lose the one unit, okay, suite one, not yours, and you shift it down, maybe center it a little, and would you still have enough room for parallel parking on that one side there, and maybe some parallel parking there, and then that way you could get rid of the ones in the setback?
well, to get
Ish.
to get the diagonal, they're gonna come in and they're gonna drive around.
They're gonna drive around.
park. So if you shift this building, that 14-foot kinda, that's like the minimum you're gonna.
It's just a thought.
I know, I get it. I'm just, you know, what's it say for setback? Let's talk about, what's the code say?
On the MRC? Or on the commercial?
MRC.
MRC.
This is MRC.
Yeah.
I'm looking at both of them, 623, 66.
I've turned those pages so many times I don't wanna turn them.
It's commercial. One designated parking, off-street parking. 45 feet tall. Detached structures will be 26 feet or less, height restriction, let's see here. Setback from the property line, not less than 15 feet from the side property and not less than 20 feet from the rear property line, 60. Detached accessory buildings, I don't think we have to deal with that. A place within
Go
the
to the
allowable 10.
next page where the parking is identified.
Yeah, I was reading through the parking, but Mr. Dan was just asking about the setbacks. Yards, 25 feet from the property line.
I would say this, Rex, if you can prove that the 50-foot setback is a greater impact to your property than the setback that the town has, and to make the development go, if you can somehow define that 50-foot setback is of greater impact, there might be some room to move.
Gotcha. Okay.
That make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, do you guys understand? Christine?
Yep. Are you gonna phase this, or are you gonna try to just really?
Go
Well, that's for our financial guy to determine. I think he's of the appetite to do it all at once. That's,
Well,
It would make
that'd be good, you know?
It
Well,
would make sense.
yeah, and it-
Financially,
in the-
just for the infrastructure alone.
in the long run, it's easier off on everybody.
Exactly.
Like, you get businesses in there, they don't want construction back
Sure.
here. We've got,
Just gonna hit.
we actually have this space, this space, this space, and maybe two others spoken for.
Street frontage isn't
I think they would, the remainder would pop off. And good quality businesses, and also, like, people that want to work in our town. These guys are employing, you know, it's great to have a metal shop. I enjoy the heck out of it. So, yeah. We will work on that. We will work on the 50-foot standard. We'll bring in some more documentation on that, and,
I think
go from there.
I think there'll be a way. I think if you can just illustrate, which is a greater impact.
Okay.
I think, you know, and how do you, I'm just looking at it and saying, okay, where does the snow go?
Yeah,
Because are we gonna hold, is it the same 20%? So if you take all that impervious surface and you calculate
is.
it out,
it's 10,000 square feet snow storage required.
so that's,
51,000 square feet of parking and drive area would,
what was it, 10,000? So you need like
so,
100
what's it
feet
say?
of 10, or?
Well, it says,
I'm just trying to calculate it in mass, you know,
Yeah,
just in scale for myself.
Yep.
And where would it go?
Well,
Yeah.
if you figure that this structure right here is 126,000 square feet. No,
Correct.
no.
10,080 square feet.
Yeah, 10,080. So
It'd be that.
it's that size. It doesn't have to be in one spot.
No, but I'm just looking at it, it's like, that's the whole thing about the setback, you know? If you lose so much place where that goes, you know, it wouldn't take you long to fill every nook and cranny in
Right.
this entire,
And we also have some areas, little pockets in here, some sections in here as well.
and if they fill it, then they have to move it. Isn't that right, Christine?
Yeah. Off-site snow storage, yeah. So your buildings are only gonna be 35 feet, huh? Is that right?
Oh,
In
yeah,
height,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because ABR,
Yeah, we're not, we can't go over
can't-
35.
yeah, you can't go
but
over the
That's why we're
35.
looking at this larger building as having a flat roof, not only for snow storage, but also it helps us with
with the
height
height,
restriction.
yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna need a crane in there.
We're excited.
I mean, that's the only, you know, if you could make an agreement, if there was place with this one, if there was an agreement that could be hatched that, you know, you can put some snow on it, I would see myself as saying, hey, they made an agreement, and it works for me.
Okay.
You know, that, I think, for me, it's like the setback is for the greenery, but I also know what happens here in the white. You know, it's like,
What greenery, it's all white.
and then you go, where are you gonna put it all?
Yeah.
And you've maximized it, so I get it, you know, if we didn't have all that snow, we wouldn't have an issue.
Right.
But I think that if you come back with, you know, an agreement that you made with somebody, that you can put snow there, then I don't have a problem with that. What do you say, Christine?
We allow for, shared parking and, snow storage.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
that's,
which one was that? Suite one? Is that the
Suite
one you
4,
want?
he wants to be
Suite
4.
You want
Sweet.
Yeah, I want suite.
No, you want
On the
suite four?
highway.
No, I'm just looking at this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
suite one.
That one.
These guys
So
want,
sweet.
these guys want suite one also.
You want suite one too?
Uh-huh,
Man, jeez, I was like, wow, that's a really nice sized building.
uh-huh.
Okay, so can I say something?
Please.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the requirement for him to pave his, development?
Yeah, and that's.
Is there a square foot limit?
No. Where
Are we
is he
required
gonna
to?
be required to pave that?
Oh, because it's commercial. It has to be ADA as well, right?
Yep, which we show.
So would that have to be paid?
Well, that's kind of what I thought this was.
No, that's what I was looking at it.
That's
I was thinking,
because
if
you're-
this is paved.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Well, I know, but
Did we, yeah.
is
But is
there,
it
that
a
clarified?
requirement?
what I'm asking, is there a requirement
For it to be.
that he has to pave it?
I didn't see anything in the Who's Who Is. Maybe there is, I'm getting a look.
No, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't think that there is.
I mean,
I
common
didn't
sense would,
I would say
Prevail.
common sense would be, you'd probably want that.
but I do believe the
So-
structure, where, the facility where you're at, you're all gravel, you're not asphalt or anything.
But that's a grandfather thing, that's.
Well,
They're in the
he's not
county.
even in the county.
They're in the county.
He's in the county.
Yeah. They're the
So they
county.
like-
The county.
Okay,
Right there.
So,
Whoville.
there is actually some benefit in not paving that kind of back here. This up here, I would like to see paved, and certainly maybe the ADA and into the building would be nice to have paved. But maybe for this back here,
That's kind of the intention.
there's kind of nice not to have payment to worry about destroying it.
well, then that perhaps maybe, I mean, I don't wanna speak for these guys, but would help with,
Parking.
the parking.
That's what- I have a note to have a conversation after the meeting.
Yeah,
What's that?
I just have notes so we can
Well-
have a conversation after the meeting, so I don't forget to ask these questions. But yeah,
I don't think that there is any land use development rule that says you have to pave it.
I don't remember seeing
think it's
anything of
for-
those
I
shenanigans.
think you as a salesman, are trying to sell it and want to upscale it some, there's the.
Yeah.
that's technically what I'm getting at.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, I could see the break point there, and break point there, right? And then that is your shop area and do whatever you want. But Suite One, you know, you don't need that.
Well,
Trying to help you.
it's early on. We can take suite 3 and 4 and combine those.
Yeah, that's a better.
Yeah,
location anyways.
we're early in this process, so.
I mean, I'm just looking at it and saying, you know, I can back my in there. Anyway,
Yep.
I think it's a fun project.
Yeah.
I think you should bring it back with a
Yeah.
couple of those little pieces.
Okay.
Which was a hardship, you
All right.
know, the 50-foot or the town setback.
Okay.
I do love the paving, but, you know, I don't see any reason why you would have to do any of that.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, it's great. Thank you for bringing it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, we're glad to get this underway and glad to have feedback, because we don't wanna go down the road.
When do you think you're gonna submit?
These are the first drawings, so we still have to get architectural plans, we have to get structural plans, we have to get our budgets together.
Spring.
We kinda wanna get by the fall.
Wow,
You chump.
It's a
jam it.
Chump.
yeah, fast timeline. So,
Okay.
Great.
all right, well, thank you.
You bet.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks a
lot.
Yeah,
Doesn't it feel
I'll take
different
over.
being on that side?
Yeah, it does, a lot.
No, I wanna keep.
I still,
Yeah, I was
Might
gonna
look
say, can
at
we have one?
yeah, no,
In
keep
the,
two.
what, are you gonna keep it? Were you gonna take it home?
No, I gotta show this. I have to bring this.
Well, maybe he doesn't want you to show.
I need him to bring more.
You want,
No, we're good. We have two.
okay.
Yeah. Here, Dan, roll this up with that one.
Um,
No, he's taking it,
No, I'm
yes,
taking it.
that's mine.
Oh, then give it to Christine.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Christine.
yeah,
It's good to see you.
Yeah, great to see you guys. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we could make the time to,
Yes.
Chit chat.
much. Next time we'll come in earlier.
well, you know.
There was a full house tonight.
Yeah.
We might even come in with more stuff next time, so.
Okay,
That's fine.
Work
we're-
is some magic. You
we're-
never know.
Fast tracking this as
Yeah,
much as we
cool.
can.
there you go. Sounds like a,
These guys want more.
Okay.
Want bigger space.
It's cool. Thank you.
Thanks, gentlemen, appreciate it.
Good luck.
thanks, nice to meet you.
Wonderful night.
You too, guys. All right.
Wow, this has been a full load.
Were we ready to go on with our
Yeah, let's finish up.
comments
because
and concerns
Let's try to
from
get out of here
commissioners?
before 10.
Look at that. Comments from, concerns from commissioners? I'm sorry, I keep being late.
Um,
I,
Oh, it's
I'm still
okay.
working stiff. I don't get
Yeah.
to stay home,
so,
and I don't get to leave when I want to.
I think it's important, we did have a meeting before this meeting.
Apparently, yeah, because you guys were on the ball and I didn't have any idea what was
No,
Well,
going
there
on.
was
we
too
were
much.
talking about-
You know what?
There was
too
there
much
was there was
on
too
the
much.
agenda.
There was too much
So
on
much.
the.
So we
agenda.
literally spent the time to just have bullet points because that's,
Yeah.
otherwise we'd be here till 11.
And I think it's great that we did that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
I'd encourage that during this busy season.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yep.
because it's,
And usually I don't have a problem with it.
I know you
But
don't.
right now.
But now we got a
you
canyon
do.
problem.
That canyon issues.
So there is, a project that will be notified that will get a stop work order.
Okay, or is that gonna go through the unfinished, permits, active permit list that we're gonna go through?
The
or-
active permit list, I was actually gonna seek permission to not do that because
Okay.
I didn't get it.
Then,
I didn't get it
is
printed
this
up.
conversation something we need to have on the record?
No,
No? Okay.
but I thought that,
I will make a note that we talk about it after our meeting. Okay,
I did not do any of my homework.
well, you did just get back from senior.
Yeah, I left the day after the meeting and
Yes.
just got
You
back.
just got back.
Yeah.
So, let's go to approval of the minutes. I cannot second or anything on the Board of Adjustments because I was late getting here. So,
Okay.
you're up.
Okay, I'm seeking a motion to approve the minutes. The Alpine Board of Adjustments meeting minutes for May 28th, 2024.
I make a motion to approve the Alpine Board of Adjustment meeting minutes for May 28th, 2024.
Okay, let me just think this through here.
Yeah, because I don't know how to, I mean, I guess I can seek
But
the
you
motions,
only
I just
came,
can't
you
vote.
only came a little bit late.
No, I got here at quarter till,
About halfway.
and you guys were almost done.
Okay,
I mean, I don't feel comfortable.
okay, got it. I don't want you to do anything you're not, yeah. Gotcha.
She's just,
Yeah.
So I can totally, ask for the motion and whatnot and have you people
Correct.
talk about it, so.
Yep.
correct.
Okay, so we got a motion. Do we have a second?
Do we have a second? Oh,
Do we have a second? He said the motion.
oh, you said the motion. I'll second it. Sorry. I'm so tired right now. It's been a
We have a
long.
motion on the table, it's been seconded. All
All in favor?
All in favor, thank you.
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Okay,
I also move to accept the P and Z meeting minutes for May 28th, 2024.
We have a motion on the table, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
was that all three of you?
That was all three of us, yes ma'am.
All three of you.
And I move to adjourn the meeting.
Nope, we got town council assignment, mister.
Oh, yeah, how could you
we
forget
got an
that?
assignment?
We always have
Is this
an
homework?
assignment.
It's always, no, it's just being
We
here.
have to be here for it. I'm sorry I
Okay,
missed the last
So
one.
you told me
I was
that
tired.
you will not,
June
Oh.
you
18th.
told me that you will not
Yep.
be able to have that.
I guess we're gonna talk amongst
We're
ourselves.
gonna finish.
Between you
think
and I
it's-
are
it's
gonna
the
talk
fees.
amongst ourselves
Yeah,
because
I
they're
think
going to.
it's- Yeah, I think it's, we're finalizing, we're on the third reading of those fees. I
Oh,
think
is
we're-
that what it is? So
that's-
Dan's gonna
They're
have to go.
approving our fees. if I'm
They're
not
talking
mistaken.
amongst
Yeah,
themselves, yeah.
yeah.
We're out of the
Yeah,
loop. See, they even
okay.
have the mics off,
That's
so we
fine.
have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's, I will be there for sure.
Okay. I plan on being there too, but I think that Dan's got all the homework lined up for whatever needs to happen, so. I think, you know what, babe? You and I are just gonna appoint Dan to be there.
Okay, let's do that.
He's gonna be, all right.
Let's do that.
So we're gonna assign Dan to go to the town council
We
meeting.
will do that.
On June 18th.
Can you do that and revamp that? Because we can talk about that right now.
Yeah, we can do that. Talk about it.
We don't have to talk
Don't-
about it, we're already, we're gonna
We haven't-
assign you to the meeting.
We haven't adjourned, so this is
No, I
important.
know we haven't adjourned, we're still assigning you to the town council for
Okay.
June 8th.
Thank you.
We'll all be there.
So here's,
Yes, so
thank
what
you
do you
for,
got?
so what we did is we presented this to consider incorporating the civil engineering drawings into the building permit requirements.
Oh, right, you guys were, we were
Yes,
talking about that
yeah.
last time.
So what we've made an agreement to do is anything above R1, so R2 and above, has to give us a civil drawing. So it's not a house or an addition, but it's anything above that, so anything 2 units or higher.
So is this for new construction only?
This is for new construction,
Yes.
any kind of construction that comes, you're gonna bring us a civil.
Any kind of construction or new construction?
Any,
Like,
well,
if we do a remodel in
Say-
R2, we have to have civil
say-
drawings?
Yes, because here's the problem, nothing's updated,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And it's, we wasted a lot of time this afternoon
Yeah.
on that one project.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
So, just saying, that's what we were planning on doing, is just changing this from,
It's just so, and I understand, and I can see both sides of the fence. It's an extra cost on trying to build, and that's why everybody's trying to be down here, is so that, because it's less expensive for us to be here. But I understand. It is definitely something that is needed. Our times are changing. It just really bites. It's a challenge. I know if I ever want to rebuild my house, I'm gonna be.
But you're
I
R1.
have to.
you're R1.
You're R1.
Yeah, but what happens if, I'm just saying, like, it just, I look at it that way.
You wanna turn it into a fiveplex?
No. I'm just saying, that's just an extra, in theory, it's just an extra,
Sure.
at least 20 grand to get.
But it's an
everything done.
R, but you're R1.
I'm just-
But if you were in an R2 district, it maybe, yes, I
That's
see
what I mean.
I see what you're saying.
I know.
However, I guess should I give you my thought on it?
Yeah,
I got one thing to say before you're done. Did you listen to the council meeting notes?
Workshop.
Did you ever listen to that, the work meeting?
just no, I did not. I just got
So,
back from out of town.
You should really listen to
Okay,
that. And
I'll pay
Colby
attention to that.
Cox's
Yes.
respond to
Yes.
Okay.
everything that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go
It was a
home and
very
watch it.
good meeting.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't remember my thought.
I know we're all getting a little loopy at this point.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so now, Mr. Dan, I will entertain a motion for number 9.
Okay. I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
We have a motion, we
I
have
will
a second.
that
We have
motion.
a motion and it's been seconded. All in favor? Or any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, meeting has been
And-
adjourned at 8:59.